Oh my goodness. And then my screen changes. I think it actually starts sending stuff out before I can see different things on my screen, which is so great. So great. Anyway, good morning and welcome to the Quilting Shed Live from Fredericton, New Brunswick, here in Canada. And that is my customer service voice. I was at the dentist yesterday and did this for the receptionist. She's like, wow, that's really good. And I said, yeah, my mom says I have a face for radio. It took her a second. All right, here we go. Yesterday was busy. Today is busy. Tomorrow is slightly less busy. And I'm already looking forward to the weekend. I hope you had a really thankful and quiet Thanksgiving weekend. A thankful weekend. I hope you had a thankful weekend. Oops.
That's good English.
Good English. I'm good English in here today. Our family went to my daughter Sarah's house, dry run for Christmas. We haven't wanted to descend on Sarah's house because she and her partner Stuart live in this nice big 3-bedroom house out in a subdivision. And we haven't hosted any holiday dinners there since, well, they got it right when COVID was happening, or partway, right before the housing prices really went insane. So we haven't really had an occasion to get together there either. Just everything's just been super quiet. So this was the first time we had a big family dinner there, and I think we pulled it off. I think we pulled it off. Her house is big enough that you can go to different places and not have like 12 people all in the same room. And it's totally okay for us if we can't all sit at the dinner table.
Actually, it's probably better if we're not all at the same time.
It's probably better, yeah, if we're not. At least we didn't have to eat in shifts. Did you hear me say to my mother, at least we don't have to eat in shifts like at her parents' house?
No, I didn't hear that
Because nobody's allowed to eat in the dinner.
we're talking.
Yeah, too many people were talking. You had to eat in shifts at my grandparents' house because nobody's allowed to eat in the living room. And they did have a rec room, but when I was a lot younger, they didn't have that rec room. So anyway, yesterday also we had the rescued salvage tote and bag. We did this class yesterday as well with Emily, the pattern designer. So the lady who wrote this pattern taught the class, and I think she did a fantastic job. I'm pretty sure we're going to have her teach more classes. I think so. I think that's going to work out super, super well because Emily and I think the same about a lot of things, and we communicate very well. And every so often I would check in with the class with my little ear and hear what she was saying, and then I would hear a person ask a question and then thought to myself, oh, she just answered exactly what I would do, so carry on. And good morning to anybody. Hey, Willa, if you are watching, hello. Willa's been leaving comments on posts this morning. Hi, trying to find this video. I'm over here, Willa, I'm over here. So yeah, we had this class yesterday, and I had to go to the dentist for a cleaning. That was fun in the middle. It was fine, everything was fine.
I had help.
You had help, the manager was on duty. What else did we do? Okay, I have one new fabric collection to show you, and I have to really wrap it up at the end. Even Kathy was saying, you take forever to say goodbye. Yeah, just back to the salvage stuff for a minute. We also have a little zippered tote pattern that goes with it if you wanted a smaller project. And I even brought a bag of these salvages, which I should probably package up and sell somehow, because some people were asking, could they buy salvages? And you don't need this many for a bag like this. But yeah, I should probably do something about that. It's pretty easy. These are actually, if you do make a salvage project, this is about the most you would need. You can get away with about this much. On Emily's pattern, she says leave about 3/4 of an inch to an inch of the actual fabric showing. I've done it with as little as this much. Just enough to overlap. Just enough to overlap. Yeah, and if you even just have 1/4 meter cuts, you can cut the salvages off of those. And you want the salvage side that has all the pretty stuff on it. And my mom's in the background saying good morning as well. She's got her earbuds in and she's making split pea soup. Good for you. I also want to say, Mom, Ron got super excited because my mother emailed my husband to ask specific dietary needs, and he was slightly disappointed he did not have some sort of apple crumble or apple crisp. So if you did some sort of fruit crumble for Christmas, but not raspberries because the seeds get stuck in his little teeth. My husband's now the favorite child of my mother's.
Her favorite son-in-law.
Her favorite son-in-law, absolutely favorite son-in-law. So yeah, if you could make him a fruit crumble, Mom, he would appreciate that. I was gonna say he would love you forever, but I think
He would smile at me.
he would smile bigly. He would smile bigly. Okay, back to the fabric. You can see. Here we go. Yeah, this came. It's a lovely farm scene with sheep, and it has a border collie on it, which I think is hilarious. Border collie. Oh my God, it's adorable. Funny story. I had a customer who has a border collie, and when a couple times when she came into the shop, when it wasn't here, when it was like at my house, she had the dog in the car. Of course, you can't bring the dog in. She was talking too long, and the dog got in the front seat and tooted the horn. So she had to go look out the window so the dog could see her, and then the dog was fine. So, border collies, smart. Also, don't take too long if you've got one in your truck. Good morning, Karen, and good morning, Heidi. Oh, hello, it's Karen. Hi, Karen. Karen, who does the sugar-free quilts.
Oh.
Those patterns. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That Dungeons and Dragons one is bringing all the geeks to my yard, I can tell you that. I love it. We have like the Dungeons and Dragons quilt pattern. There's Dungeons and Dragons fabric coming out, I think, next month. I got to go look at my spreadsheet. And I keep it near the dragon fabric and the unicorns because
It's magic.
where else are you going to put that stuff? Together. Hello, duh.
It's magic.
It is magic. So yeah, we have this very cute farm fabric from Northcott. This is a huge panel. Like this is 40-ish,
It's
36?
43 by 36.
43 by 36. So with the fabric, a yard wide. That's a baby quilt. You don't even have to border it. You could, but or as the lady say, not that you can put a blanket in a crib these days. Anyway, I mean, we did when I had kids, but you can't do that now. So it's a lovely farm scene. If you were in the rolling hills of Sussex, southeastern New Brunswick is very much like this. Up towards Woodstock, very nice and hilly, and the farms, and you do occasionally see some sheep around. I think my mom has a sheep farm near her somewhere. Nice red barns. Yeah, it's very. Sometimes we get fabric in, and it's so close, but there's little tiny touches in it that look more American than Canadian. But it's very subtle unless you know, you know. It's like when they do lighthouses and they do the stripy ones that we don't have here. And they say, but it's Atlantic. I'm like, but it's Southern Atlantic, not Northern Atlantic. I know.
It's New England style, not maritime style.
New England, not maritime style. Okay, so yeah, I do have to wrap it up because I got an appointment at 10 o'clock. An appointment with a fabric rep.
But you just couldn't bear to leave the masses.
But I couldn't, yeah. I told him he's got to come a little later. Otherwise he would be here now. If I wasn't doing a video, he would be here already. And this fabric rep, he deals with Riley Blake, Robert Kaufman. I just spaced on his name. Riley Blake, Robert Kaufman. These are the big fabric companies. So Riley Blake has multiple designers, including Lori Holt. I see people come in, they ask for Riley Blake fabric, and they're looking for Lori Holt. So 2 names to keep track of. I know. So that one. Timeless Treasures. Also, Dear Stella, Art Gallery, and Andover. And those are the ones that I think people want me to get more of because they're more modern, and I'm really excited to be looking at some of that stuff today. We have a good relationship with this guy anyway. So, and a lot of that fabric does come up from the States into the warehouse in Montreal and then to Canadian stores. So I'm going to ask him if they do have anything that comes in directly to Canada. That would be good. So here we go. This panel also, it's another book panel, but again, with the book panels, you can use them as quilt blocks. This would be adorable. There's a few patterns I've got to dig out around for inspiration so you can see what people are doing with book panels instead of making a soft book, which you could also do, which is a nice palette cleanser if you're tired of making quilts or somebody's like too many baby quilts, maybe it's for a second baby. You could make a lovely quilted book for them. And this panel is $20 and that one is $20. And our manager, our inventory specialist, has this up on the website and it is priced and ready for you to purchase. I know, sometimes we're so organized, it astounds me. Since it's Northcott, it also has this lovely border stripe. Big one. I've got ideas for this too. The yardage is at 1840. I remembered. Ooh. Yeah, I know. I didn't even take it out. So it's got the nice scenic print here. Sorry, we didn't take the plastic off yet. So very much like the panel, but a very good scenic print. If the panel's too big or you want to do something different. Bunch of sheep. Count these. Go to sleep. Try not to count them while you're quilting. There's a big balling flame out in the sky out there. The sun, it's that time of year where the sun just comes right in the window. It's great. So we had the sheep in the grass, and here we have the sheep in this. This is actually really cute. The sheep in the sky, and this is Northcott. And the lovely, look at that, dandelion fields, daisies, fields of daisies. Okay, if somebody was having a baby named Daisy, this would be adorable for a quilt for them. That, like, seriously adorable. Da, da, da. And a regular print with little white daisies and a matching sky, because you got to have the sky match exactly. So that was that one. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. I'm making really good time. I'm going to run out of stuff to talk about.
I was like, what do you mean you're wrapping stuff up? You still have 10 minutes.
I still got 10 minutes. I know, right? I'm going too fast. So, leave me a comment. Tell me what kind of quilt you would make with this. Whether or not you don't have to make a quilt, but if you were making that's what I was going to show. What would you do? Okay, so one more print to show you. Do you remember what the bear print was?
23.
23. Okay, I did get this in new. It's a one-off. I always have concerns with getting in native prints that, like the Atlantic style stuff. I'm like, but this isn't from the, this is Haida. This is West Coast Indian tribal art. This is for the Haida. Thank God for Canadian children's TV. I know all about this. And it has bears on it, but apparently it doesn't matter. It's just a celebration of the native spirit and bears. There we go. If you're in the bear clan, or you know somebody who's called bear, or you just have an affinity for bear and native prints, I got this. 23 a meter. Yeah. And that bolt is very much broken on the inside.
Yes, we broke it instantly upon taking it.
Yeah, we bent the bolt taking it out. That one shipped just one all by itself, so it's possible with shipping and they're just chucking them in the back.
Yeah.
It's pretty hilarious. And before I leave you, I'll start saying goodbye now because y'all know I take 10 minutes and I know some of you like to give me a hard time about it. Kathy.
Starting timer now.
The manager's starting the timer now. So, ooh, Lisa in the comments says she loves the bear pattern. She's a new sewer. We have a secret project we're working on with Lisa. This is fantastic. I love it. Anyway, what everybody is working on is the quilted witch hats, and honestly, I look adorable. It's a little floppy. So I thought I put the link to this in the last newsletter where I talked about it. I did talk about it, but I forgot to add the actual link. Look at that. This is on the Fat Quarter Shop blog, and I will, I did post a picture, and the link is in that post. On if you look further down on our page, on our shop page, if you see me working on this hat. So it's pretty easy. You do 2 quilted squares that are 18 inches, 2 18-inch square pieces, and you get the cone out of one and the brim out of the other, and they give you the measurements, and it's roughly grown-up size. I miscut a few things, so my cone didn't fit in my circle. It's a little bit of a geometry, but you'll manage. And I used 2 of the mini charm packs with probably about a half a meter of matching yardage, two 18-inch squares, yeah.
Quarters to be safe.
Yeah, and then I just did the same on the back when I quilted it, and I went through my binding scrap bucket and grabbed some binding that sort of went with it, and
That is bias binding.
it is bias binding. You do need bias around the edges because it's a circle. And if you did have questions about when do you use, here's a good Ask Andrea question. When do you use bias binding? When you have to go around shapes that aren't just a square or a rectangle. It's better to use the bias because it has a bit more flexibility. And for the bias on a circle, you can actually stretch it a bit and it will start to curve, so it will follow that curve, and you can stretch it and iron it in place. It's fantastic. And my other added touch was you buy a very nice bundle of fat quarters, and it's got a fancy ribbon on it. This one says Ruby Star Society, and I saved it and I wrapped it around the brim of my hat because one of our quilting friends, Lucinda, said I need to put like some black ribbon around this brim here to make it look extra fancy. So, quilted witch hat. There we go. Isn't it amazing? Your sister Sarah is pinging me in the background. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Did that. Now, I have another class that's upcoming. The beginner class is next week, and it's almost full. So, pardon? Time is almost up. So, yeah, I'm on the last item. So, the other item I have is we are doing a card making class the last week. Where is it? Wednesday. We are doing a card making class on Wednesday, the 29th. It's at 1 p.m., so it's only an afternoon class. Somebody who makes cards, I have her cards at the checkout where you pay. There's a little bin of handmade cards made out of paper and stuff. So she's going to come in and teach us a class on how to make cards with like some fabric elements on it. And actually on the 22nd, next Wednesday, yeah, that would be next Wednesday, Singer and Faf and Husqvarna SVP are doing a Teach the World to Sew Day, which I keep forgetting to market. So we'll be making a tote bag. And there'll be more coming about that when I get my act together and publicize it. So, ta-da! That's it then. I know it's short and sweet, but hey, new fabric, silly hat, classes, coffee. Yeah, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next week if I don't see you any sooner. I gotta go clean up and open the door for the rep when he gets here and buy some fabric. Wish me luck. I have spreadsheets. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. And in the video, really. Anne Marie's in the videos, in the comments saying, hi. Haven't seen you in so long. It was like yesterday.